My name is Ava Bennett. I'm 30. On Saturday, June 8th at 2:47 p.m., I was standing in my father's driveway in Phoenix, watching him hang a banner that said, "Goodbye, freeloader, don't come back," across his garage door, while my Uncle Dean filmed it on his phone, and my grandmother Lorraine laughed so hard she had to lean against the fence. "Make sure you get the whole thing, Dean," my father called out, adjusting the left corner. The letters were red, 3 feet tall, block style, professional. He'd paid someone to make it. I want proof she saw this. My sister Kelsey was setting up folding chairs on the lawn, 20 of them. She looked at me through the front window and smiled. Not a sad smile, a satisfied one. I had $847 in my checking account. My car payment was due in 6 days. I'd just spent the last 3 years keeping Bennett Graphics and Install from collapsing, and my father was throwing a party to celebrate kicking me out of the house I'd been paying utilities for. "You gonna stand there all day?" My father climbed down from the ladder. He was wearing a new polo shirt, navy blue. I'd never seen it before. "Because the caterer's coming at 4 and I don't want you scaring off the guests." "Dad, I just need to talk to you for 5 minutes. 5 minutes? He checked his watch, a tag hooer I didn't recognize. "You've had 5 years, Ava. 5 years of my roof, my food, my electricity. I've been paying the electricity bill since 2021. He waved his hand like he was swatting a fly. "Your little computer hobby money. That's cute. That's real cute." My Uncle Dean walked over, phone still recording. "Richard, you want me to get a shot of her leaving? For the montage?" "What montage?" I asked. "The one we're gonna post," Kelsey said, coming out the front door with a tray of plastic cups. "Dad's making a highlight reel. The day we got our lives back." Something cold settled in my stomach. "You're posting this online?" "Why not?" My father crossed his arms. "I've got nothing to hide. I worked my whole life building a business, and my daughter thinks she deserves a free ride because she clicks around on spreadsheets in her pajamas. I'm a freelance bid coordinator and operations consultant. I work with contractors and suppliers across 11 states. I've been doing it remotely for 7 years. "Sure you have, honey." My grandmother's voice was syrup sweet. She'd walked over from the fence carrying a Diet Coke. "And I'm the Queen of England." "Lorraine, be nice," my father said, but he was smiling. "Ava's very serious about her little hobby. Very serious." I pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking. "I have documentation. I can show you right now." "Documentation?" My father laughed. It was a short, sharp sound. "You hear that, Dean? She's got documentation." "Of what?" Dean asked. "Proof she knows how to use Microsoft Word? Of the work I've been doing for your company, for free." My voice was steady, but my pulse was hammering in my ears. "The vendor packets I fixed when you had the Silverado contract deadline, the proposal I rewrote at 3 a.m. when you formatted everything wrong, the time I spent 4 hours on the phone with Arizona Public Service because you hadn't paid the deposit and they were going to shut off power to the shop." My father's smile didn't move. "Families help each other, Ava. That's what families do." "Then why am I the only one helping?" "Because you live here rent-free. I paid $1,850 a month starting in April 2022. I have bank transfer receipts. For utilities and groceries, not rent. You never asked for rent. You asked for contributions to household expenses. I contributed $1,850 every single month for 26 months. That's $48,100. Kelsey laughed. "Oh my God, Ava. You're actually keeping score?" "I also paid the insurance premium 3 times when the business account was empty. $4,200 total. I covered payroll gaps twice, once for $8,000 and once for $11,500. I fixed the permitting issue in Maricopa County that would have cost you $22,000 in fines. I renewed your software licenses for bid tracking and project management every year for 3 years. That's $3,600. Do you want me to keep going?" My father's face had gone very still. "You're making this up." "I have screenshots, I have emails, I have text messages from you begging me to fix things." "Begging." He said the word slowly, tasting it. I never begged you for anything. March 14th, 2023. 11:32 p.m. You texted me, Ava, please, I'm drowning here. The Tucson contract is due tomorrow, and I don't understand the RFP format. Can you please just look at it? I'm so sorry to ask. I stayed up until 4 a.m., reformatting that entire proposal. You won the contract. $340,000. You didn't even say thank you. Dean lowered his phone. Richard? She's exaggerating, my father said quickly. She helped out a few times, like family does. A few times? I could feel my face burning, the heat spreading down my neck. I have a spreadsheet, 31 pages, every single intervention, every emergency, every time you called me at midnight or on a Sunday, or during a vacation I wasn't taking because I was fixing your mistakes. Our mistakes, my grandmother said sharply. It's a family business, Ava. You benefit when we succeed. I don't work there. I've never worked there. I have my own clients, my own career, but every time you needed something, you told me families don't keep score. They don't, my father said. Then why are you keeping score now? Why am I a freeloader for living here when I paid you almost $50,000? Why is my career a hobby when I make $83,000 a year? Why is my work invisible when you needed it, but now I'm a burden you're celebrating getting rid of? The silence stretched. Somewhere down the block, a dog barked. My father's jaw tightened. You're twisting everything. I'm stating facts. You're making me look bad in front of my family. I'm trying to have a conversation. No. He stepped closer. His voice dropped. You're trying to embarrass me. You're trying to make everyone think I'm some kind of villain when all I've done is give you a place to live while you figure your life out. I figured my life out 7 years ago, Dad. Clicking buttons on a laptop isn't a life, Ava. Something inside me went very quiet, very cold. Okay, I said. Okay, what? Okay, I'll leave. He blinked. Good. But I need you to know something first. I looked at him, really looked at him. At the new shirt and the new watch and the banner that had cost probably $200 to print. You're going to regret this, he laughed. Actually laughed. Is that a threat? It's a prediction. I walked to my car. My hands were steady now. Behind me, I heard Kelsey say, Oh my God, did you get that? Did you get her face? I turned around one more time. The whole family was there. My father, my uncle, my sister, my grandmother. All of them smiling under that banner. I took out my phone and snapped one picture. Just one. Then I drove away. Before I go on, if stories about standing up for yourself mean something to you, please hit like and subscribe and tell me in the comments where you're watching from right now and what time is it there. Let me take you back 7 years to 2019, before any of this started. I was 23, fresh out of Arizona State with a degree in supply chain management. I'd been working part-time as an assistant bid coordinator for a construction firm, and I loved it. The precision, the deadlines, the way everything had to fit together perfectly or the whole proposal fell apart. My father didn't understand it. You're basically a secretary, he said when I told him I was going full-time freelance. We were in his backyard, grilling burgers, the smell of charcoal and mesquite. Why don't you come work for me? Learn the family business. Because I don't want to install signs, Dad. I want to help companies win contracts. He flipped a burger. Suit yourself. But don't come crying to me when the freelance thing doesn't work out. It worked out. By 2021, I had 14 regular clients across Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico. I was making good money. Not rich, but stable. Comfortable. I'd moved into a small apartment in Tempe with a friend from college. Then the pandemic shifted everything. My roommate moved back to California. Rent got weird. I was working from home anyway, and my father offered to let me stay with him temporarily. Just until you figure things out, he said. No rush. I said yes. I thought it would be 6 months. Maybe a year. I should have known better. I should have remembered what my mother used to say before she left when I was 16. Your father keeps score of everything except his own debts. The first betrayal was small. October 2021. I'd been living there for 4 months. My father came into my room at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. Ava, I need a favor. The Henderson bid is due tomorrow and I'm missing some documentation. Can you just look it over real quick? I looked it over. It wasn't missing documentation. The entire proposal was wrong. Wrong format, wrong sections, wrong pricing structure. I spent 6 hours fixing it. He won the bid, $89,000. 2 weeks later, he asked me to help with another, then payroll, then insurance, then permits. You're so much better at this stuff than me, he'd say. And you're home anyway, right? Might as well help out the family. I helped. I always helped. And he always said the same thing afterward. I owe you one, kiddo. But he never paid me. Not once. Not $1. Because families don't keep score. Until they do. The day everything changed was April 3rd, 2024. I was in the kitchen making coffee when Kelsey walked in. She looked upset. Ava, I need to talk to you about something. What's wrong? It's Dad. She sat down at the table. He's been saying things about you. My stomach tightened. What kind of things? That you're taking advantage of him. That you're living here for free and not contributing. That he's basically supporting you while you pretend to have a job. I set down my coffee cup. I pay him $1,850 a month. I've been paying since April of last year. He told me you stopped paying 6 months ago. That's a lie. Ava, I'm just telling you what he said. Show me the receipts. I'll show you mine. She looked uncomfortable. I don't want to get in the middle of this. You're already in the middle, Kelsey. You just told me he's lying about me. I didn't say he was lying. I said he told me something different than what you're saying. My face burned. My hands shook. Do you believe me or him? She didn't answer right away. That was answer enough. I think maybe you should talk to him, she said quietly. Work this out. I tried. That night at dinner, I brought it up. Dad, Kelsey said you think I'm not contributing to the household. I want to clear that up. I've been paying you. Not enough, he interrupted. Not nearly enough for what you consume. What do you mean? Electricity, water, food, internet. You work from home, Ava. You use resources all day long while I'm out there actually working. I pay you almost $2,000 a month. For utilities, not rent. You never asked for rent. I shouldn't have to ask. You're 30 years old. My Uncle Dean was there. My grandmother. They both nodded along, like this made perfect sense. Okay, I said slowly. How much do you want for rent? It's not about the money, my father said. It's about respect. It's about you acting like an adult instead of a child who needs daddy to take care of her. I don't need you to take care of me. I have a career. My grandmother laughed. It was a brittle sound. Oh, sweetheart. Answering emails isn't a career. I coordinate bids for major construction and vendor contracts. I manage proposal submissions, deadline tracking, service scopes. In your pajamas, Kelsey said. While eating my food, my father added. Using my Wi-Fi, Dean said. I looked around the table. They were all staring at me, waiting for me to defend myself, to apologize, to admit I was wrong. I apologized. I always apologized. I'm sorry if I gave the impression I wasn't grateful. I am. I'll do better, my father nodded. Good. That's all I wanted to hear. But it wasn't all he wanted. Over the next 2 months, the comments got worse, sharper, more public. At a family dinner in May, he introduced me to his friend Ron as my daughter who's still figuring out what she wants to be when she grows up. At a nephew's birthday party in June, my grandmother told 3 different people that I lived with my father because I couldn't afford my own place. When I tried to correct her, she patted my hand. It's nothing to be ashamed of, dear. Lots of young people struggle these days. I'm not struggling. I make $83,000 a year. Doing what exactly? I explained. Again, the bid coordination, the vendor management, the documentation. She smiled. That's nice, honey. But your father built Bennett Graphics from nothing. That's a real achievement. With my money, with my labor, with my 3 a.m. emergency fixes. But I didn't say that. I never said that. I found work where I could. My own clients kept me stable, kept me sane. One of them, Patricia Mora, ran a commercial HVAC company in Scottsdale. She was in her 60s, sharp as glass, and she'd been working with me for 3 years. You look tired, she said during our weekly call in early June. I'm fine. You're not fine. What's going on? I told her. Not everything. Just enough. The living situation, the tension, the comments. Why are you still there? Patricia asked. It's complicated. It's not complicated. You're 30. You have a good career. Leave. He's my father. So what? My father was an alcoholic who gambled away my college fund. I left when I was 19 and never looked back. Best decision I ever made. I thought about that conversation for days. I thought about leaving. I even looked at apartments, but every time I got close to calling a landlord, my father would text me. Ava, can you please look at this contract language? I don't understand it. Ava, the insurance company is saying we're lapsed. Can you call them? Ava, I need you. And I'd stay until June 8th. The day he hung the banner, the day he threw a party to celebrate my eviction. I moved into a motel that night, the Desert Palms on Indian School Road, $67 a night, paid weekly. The room smelled like cigarette smoke and cleaning chemicals. The bedspread had a stain shaped like Nevada. I sat on that bed for 2 hours, staring at my phone, the picture I'd taken, the banner, the smiling faces underneath. Then I opened my laptop and started working. I had records, 3 years of records. Every text message, every email, every bank transfer, every emergency fix, every 3 a.m. panic call, every Ava, please, I need you. I'd kept all of it. Not because I planned to use it, but because I'm a bid coordinator. I document everything. It's what I do. I built a spreadsheet, 31 pages. Every intervention organized by date, time, type, financial impact, and saved cost. I included screenshots, bank statements, email threads, text conversations. I added up the numbers, $112,847. That's what I'd given them over 3 years. Cash, unpaid labor, emergency covers, prevented losses. $112,847. I read through it 3 times. The numbers didn't change. Then I saved it as a PDF. Bennett_family_accounting_2021 to 2024.pdf. And I waited. On Monday morning, my father called me. I didn't answer. He called again at noon. I didn't answer. He texted at 3 p.m. Ava, we need to talk about the transition. I texted back. What transition? Your stuff is still here. You need to come get it. I'll come by on Saturday. No, I need you to come today. I'm donating anything that's left by Wednesday. I called him. He answered on the first ring. Dad, I work during the week. I can't just drop everything. You work from home. Come at lunch. I have client calls all day. Then come after work. I finish at 6. You're usually at the shop until 7. I'll leave early. There was an edge to his voice. Something urgent, almost nervous. Is something wrong? I asked. No, I just want this handled. Okay, I'll be there at 6:30. I showed up at 6:31. Kelsey was there, sitting on the front porch with a glass of wine. She didn't look at me. My father came out before I even got to the door. Your boxes are in the garage. I need to get some things from my room, too. I already packed your room. It's all in boxes. You went through my room? It's my house, Ava. I walked past him. My old room was empty. Bed stripped, closet bare, desk cleared. It looked like no one had ever lived there. The boxes were in the garage. 7 of them, hastily packed. My books mixed with my clothes, mixed with random items from the bathroom. "This is everything?" I asked. "Everything that matters." I started loading boxes into my car. My father watched from the doorway. He didn't help. On the 4th box, I stopped. "Dad, can I ask you something?" "What?" "Why did you throw that party?" He didn't answer right away. When he did, his voice was defensive. "You made me look bad, in front of the family. I asked for a conversation. I showed you documentation. You accused me of using you." "Did I accuse you, or did I state facts?" His jaw tightened. "Facts can be accusations, Ava. So it's true, you did use me." "I asked for help. There's a difference." "Is there? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you took $112,000 worth of help and then called me a freeloader when I asked you to acknowledge it." He stared at me. "Where did you get that number?" I added it up, every payment, every emergency, every hour of unpaid work. $112,847 to be exact. "You're insane." "I have documentation." "You're keeping score like some kind of psycho." "No, Dad, I'm keeping records like a professional. There's a difference." He stepped toward me, not threatening, but close. "You need to let this go, Ava, for your own good." "Or what?" "Or you're going to spend the rest of your life angry at people who only tried to help you." I looked at him, really looked at him. At the man who'd taught me to ride a bike, who'd come to my college graduation, who'd told me I could be anything I wanted. And I saw someone else, someone smaller, someone scared. "You know what the saddest part is?" I said quietly. "I would have helped you anyway. If you'd just asked, if you'd just been honest. I would have done all of it for free because you're my dad and I love you. But you couldn't even give me that. You couldn't even let me help you with dignity. You had to make me feel like I was worthless, like my work didn't matter, like I was a burden instead of a solution." "Ava, I'm done, Dad. I'm taking my boxes and I'm leaving, and you're going to have to figure out your business on your own now." "Fine, go." "I will. And don't come back begging when your little freelance thing falls apart." I loaded the last box. I didn't say goodbye. 2 days later, the calls started. Wednesday at 2 p.m. "Ava, it's Dad. Call me back. It's important." Thursday at 9 a.m. "Ava, seriously, I need to talk to you. It's about the Prescott contract. Call me." Friday at 11 p.m. "Ava, pick up, please. I know you're mad, but I really need your help right now." I didn't call back. Saturday afternoon, my Uncle Dean showed up at the Desert Palms. I don't know how he found me. I was in the parking lot unloading groceries from my car. "Ava, we need to talk." "I don't think we do, Dean. Your father's in trouble. The Prescott contract fell through. He didn't format the proposal correctly and they rejected it. He lost $240,000. I felt nothing. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? Ava, that could tank the business. He needs you to fix this. He should hire someone to fix it, a professional, maybe someone who does this for a living. He can't afford it right now, cash flow is tight. Then he should have thought of that before he threw a party to celebrate getting rid of me. Dean's face hardened. "You're really going to let pride destroy your family's business?" "It's not my family's business, Dean. I don't work there, remember? I just click buttons on a laptop." "Ava, I'm a freeloader with a hobby. Your words, not mine. We didn't mean—" "Yes, you did. You meant every word. And now you need me, and I'm not available." "He's your father." "And I was his daughter, past tense. He made that very clear." Dean left. The calls continued. Monday, 3 calls, 2 voicemails. Tuesday, 5 calls, no voicemails. Wednesday, 8 calls, 1 text. "Ava, please." I didn't respond. Thursday night, Patricia called me. "Ava, I just got a very strange phone call from someone claiming to be your father. He wanted to know if I'd be willing to talk to you about family obligations." My blood went cold. "What did you say?" I told him I don't discuss my contractors' personal lives and hung up. But Ava, what's going on? I told her everything, the whole story. When I finished, she was quiet for a long moment. Do you know what you have? She finally asked. A mess? No, you have leverage, and you have proof. That's rare, Ava. Most people in your situation have nothing but their word. You have documentation. I don't want to use it. I just want them to leave me alone. Then you need to make that clear. Boundaries without enforcement are just suggestions. She was right. I knew she was right. Friday morning, I sent an email to my father, my uncle, my sister, my grandmother. Subject line, final communication. The body was simple. Stop contacting me. I will not be providing any further assistance with Bennett Graphics and Install. I will not be answering calls, texts, or emails about business matters. I will not be attending family events. If you continue to contact me, I will consider it harassment and respond accordingly. This is not negotiable. This is not temporary. This is permanent. Ava Bennett. I attached the PDF, all 31 pages. Then I sent it. My father called 17 seconds later. I didn't answer. He texted, Ava, what the hell is this? I didn't respond. He called again, and again, and again. I blocked his number. I blocked all their numbers. For the first time in 3 years, my phone went silent. That silence lasted 4 days. On Tuesday, June 25th, I got an email from a name I didn't recognize. Lawrence.Martinez@prescottcity.gov. Subject line, Bennett Graphics Contract Inquiry. I opened it. Ms. Bennett, I'm the procurement officer for the city of Prescott. We recently rejected a proposal from Bennett Graphics and Install due to formatting and documentation errors. Your father listed you as the operations consultant for the company on the bid submission. However, when we tried to verify your involvement, he became evasive and claimed you were no longer associated with the firm. Can you clarify your relationship with Bennett Graphics? We need accurate vendor information for our records. Best regards, Lawrence Martinez. I read it 3 times. My father had listed me as his operations consultant on official bid documents, without asking me, without paying me, without even telling me, and when they tried to verify it, he lied. I wrote back, Mr. Martinez, I have never been employed by Bennett Graphics and Install. I have never been contracted by them. I have never received compensation from them for any services. My father, Richard Bennett, does not have my permission to list me as associated with his company in any capacity. If he represented otherwise on his bid submission, that is fraudulent misrepresentation, and you should address it accordingly. Regards, Ava Bennett. I hit send. Then I forwarded the entire exchange to my father's business email. Subject line, You're welcome. 6 hours later, my grandmother showed up at the Desert Palms. She knocked on my door at 8 p.m. I looked through the peephole and saw her standing there with her purse clutched to her chest. I didn't open the door. Ava, I know you're in there. I can hear the TV. Please, we need to talk. Face to face, woman to woman. I turned off the TV. I sat on the bed in the dark. I waited. She knocked for 3 more minutes. Then she left. The next morning, Kelsey sent me an email. Subject line, I'm sorry. Ava, I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't know Dad was using you like that. I didn't know about the money or the work or any of it. I believed him when he said you were freeloading because I wanted to believe him. Because it was easier than admitting our father was lying. I saw the spreadsheet. I saw the documentation. I saw everything. I'm so sorry. Can we talk? Kelsey. I didn't respond. I didn't respond because I didn't know if I believed her. I didn't know if she really didn't know, or if she just didn't want to know. And I didn't know if it mattered anymore. On July 2nd, Patricia called me with a job opportunity. One of her colleagues was looking for a full-time bid coordinator for a large commercial development firm in Denver. Salary, $95,000. Benefits, relocation assistance. I recommended you, Patricia said. They want to interview you next week. Denver? Fresh start, Ava. Clean slate, no family drama. Just work. I took the interview, I got the job, I gave the Desert Palms 2 weeks' notice. On July 15th, my father showed up at the motel. He looked terrible. Thinner, gray, exhausted. I was loading boxes into my car, the last of my things. I was leaving for Denver in the morning. Ava, his voice cracked. Please, just give me 5 minutes. No, I'm begging you. You're 3 weeks too late. I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. I know I hurt you. But please, you have to understand, I was scared. The business was failing and I didn't know how to fix it, and you made it look so easy, and I needed you. I needed you, and I didn't know how to ask. So you used me. You lied about me. You threw a party to humiliate me. That was wrong. I know it was wrong. Then why did you do it? He didn't have an answer. Or maybe he did, but he couldn't say it out loud. I closed my trunk. I'm leaving, Dad. I'm moving to Denver. I'm starting a new job. I'm starting a new life. And you're not invited. Ava, please. You know what the worst part is? I would have forgiven you if you just apologized at the beginning. If you just admitted you were wrong when I showed you the documentation. If you just treated me like a person instead of a resource. I would have forgiven you. But you didn't. You doubled down. You called me insane. You told me to let it go for my own good. You made me the problem instead of the solution. I'm sorry. You're sorry you got caught. You're sorry you lost the Prescott contract. You're sorry the business is failing without me. But you're not sorry for what you did to me. That's not fair. Fair? I looked at him. You hung a banner calling me a freeloader. You threw a party to celebrate kicking me out. You filmed it. You were going to post it online. And you want to talk to me about fair? He had no response to that. I got in my car. He stood in the parking lot, watching. If you leave, I can't guarantee the business will survive, he said. That's not my problem anymore, Dad. It's the family business. It was never my family. You made that very clear. I drove away. In my rearview mirror, I saw him standing there, getting smaller and smaller until he disappeared. I didn't cry. I didn't feel victorious. I just felt tired. But also, for the first time in 3 years, I felt free. 6 months later, I'm sitting in my apartment in Denver. It's small, but it's mine. The rent is $1,400 a month, and I pay it myself, and no one calls it a contribution or a favor or charity. I have a view of the mountains. I have a balcony where I drink my coffee every morning. I have a job where people respect my expertise and pay me what I'm worth. I haven't spoken to my father since July 15th. I haven't spoken to my grandmother. I haven't spoken to my uncle. Kelsey sends an email every few weeks. I don't respond. Maybe someday I will. Maybe someday I'll be ready to hear what she has to say. But not yet. Last week, I got a LinkedIn message from someone I didn't know. Subject line: Saw your Bennett Graphics spreadsheet. Hi, Ava. I'm a freelance consultant in Phoenix. I heard about what happened with your family. Small industry, word travels. I just wanted to say thank you. You documented everything perfectly. You created a template that I've now shared with 3 other consultants who were in similar situations with family businesses taking advantage of them. You helped more people than you know. Jamie Reeves. I read that message 5 times. I'd never thought of my spreadsheet as anything other than proof for myself. Proof that I wasn't crazy. Proof that I hadn't imagined it, but someone else had seen it, had used it, had found freedom in it. That felt like something. Patricia called me yesterday. I heard Richard shut down Bennett Graphics last month. Couldn't keep up with the contracts. Couldn't find anyone to replace you. Is he okay? Why do you care? I don't know. He's still my father. He was your father when he hung that banner, too. She was right. She was always right. If you're watching this, and you've ever been told that your work doesn't matter because you do it from home, or because you do it in pajamas, or because you do it for family, I need you to hear this. Your work matters. Your labor has value. Your expertise is real. And you don't owe anyone access to it just because they share your DNA. I spent 3 years making myself smaller so my father could feel bigger. I made myself invisible so he could take credit. I apologized for asking to be seen, and the only thing that saved me was the thing he mocked: my documentation, my spreadsheets, my meticulous record keeping. The very thing he called a hobby was the thing that set me free. If you've ever had to walk away from family to protect yourself, type "I walked away" in the comments. Or if you're still there, still fighting, still hoping they'll see you, type "I'm still fighting." Both are brave, both are valid, both deserve to be witnessed. If this story meant something to you, check the description for more stories just like this one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And if you're spending the holidays with people who make you feel small, remember, you're allowed to leave. You're allowed to choose yourself.